Welcome to She Who Leads in Love, a podcast for women ready to live freely and do what they love. I'm your host, Ginny. Together, we get to explore what it means to choose your truth over your conditioning, trust the energy of love over fear, and confidently step into the fullest expression of who you really are. It's time for your most extraordinary life experience. Let's create. Welcome to our episode today. I have been continuing to love my Colorado adventure, and I actually have a story to share about one of the house sitting unfoldings that happened, but I am going to save that for next week because today we're talking about discipline. Now, if you're anything like me, the word discipline brings up like, oh no, this big scary idea of discipline. I mean, I've shifted my relationship with the idea of it, but I used to always really trigger in me this not good enough and like, ooh, I just like this tightening. And so if you're someone who kind of has a sense that more discipline is calling you, but you can't really get yourself into action or really embrace this practice, I am intending that today's conversation might spark something new in you and just open up what's possible. So let's start with this old idea of discipline, like the one that we've all learned and inherited and is most widely accepted. Discipline is force, it's pushing, it's making yourself do the thing the same way every single day, whether you want to or not. Oh my goodness. So we accepted this idea, right? We took it on as the meaning, the only meaning, to force and push. But here's the thing. The old idea doesn't fit this path we're on. We outgrow old ideas and we have to update the meanings of things. Okay, so as we're learning about our power, the power of our energy, of our focus, of what we choose to give our energy and ourselves to, this old idea of discipline, it stops fitting what we're actually being called to. It's not a match anymore. It's not that discipline is wrong. It's that the definition that we were handed, it just belongs to this older way of creating in that 3D, the pushing, the forcing, the manifesting through effort. And if you're listening to this, we are being called to something new. So what if the pull towards discipline is actually perfect and right for you? What if that little inkling of, ooh, I should be more disciplined actually has some truth to it, but how you're thinking about it is the very thing getting in the way of you embodying and stepping into this practice. So the guidance to be disciplined is likely real, but it's the meaning that you've wrapped around it that creates such resistance. Every stage of your growth is going to require something new of you, and it will always require a shift beyond your accepted ideas and definitions of what things mean. So what worked at the last threshold, it won't carry you through this one. That's the beauty of expansion. Growth keeps asking you to loosen your grip on what you think. And in this case, words and ideas and what they mean. So if you think, oh, I need to be more disciplined, or maybe even you want to be more disciplined, first shift your idea about what it means. And this is everything. I mean, when I talk to Lee about discipline, he has no meaning that it's bad or hard or taking anything away from him. So for him, he's already set in this and he's like, yeah, he fully embraces it. And what I've noticed is the difference is the meaning we're placing on it. We're never going to choose something that we think costs our freedom, right? This is what this new path is calling us to. We're being called to our ultimate freedom. And you'll never fully choose something you believe will take away your freedom. And I think this is where the off and on comes from too in our experience. Like in any new habit we want to create, if there's a part of us that believes this action or this behavior is taking away from my joy or my freedom or my satisfaction, we're not going to consistently choose it. That would be crazy, right? Because we know we're free. There's this part of us that knows we're free. So of course we resist it. If discipline means a cage, every part of you that is devoted to your freedom will refuse it. The irony is, it is actually required for your true freedom. And I feel like a lot of us can feel this truth, but we don't really want to admit it for the reason I just described, because we think it means getting less of what we want. But let's begin to open our mind to aligning with the experience of discipline, starting with and how you perceive the act of discipline. Part of this episode actually was inspired by a book that I saw sitting on the shelf of this house that I'm in. It's called Discipline is Destiny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the universe just keeps sending me messages for this. And I'll just share this one little part. It's in the introduction, but the section, freedom requires discipline. Discipline gives us freedom, freedom and greatness. Your destiny is there. Will you grab the reins? And so I thought, oh man, I just need to keep exploring this and understanding there's an energy behind this that's calling definitely me and maybe some of you, of what does this actually really mean? And I remember the council, who Sarah Landon channels the council, they say that true freedom requires taking full responsibility for your energy. And I think this is it, guys. You simply can't do that without the inner discipline, right? This inner discipline to not feed the old stories, to not slip back into the familiar, comfortable patterns, to really be present and choose. That's the discipline being asked of you now on this new path. Not force, but devotion to your own energy, to the love that you are. I remember approaching this many times in my life, the idea that I'm not disciplined because I don't do the same things every day, whether that's eating the healthy foods or working out consistently, or even when I started working for myself, this got really challenging because I would prioritize my alignment, which often meant not working, not forcing myself to work or create, even if it was on my business. And so I think I kind of accidentally shifted into this identity of I'm not a disciplined person. And I remember the first time I had a shift around this, it was when I asked myself, wait, hold on, like, what does discipline mean to you? And basically my answer was, well, to force myself into action, to which I immediately responded to myself, but you don't believe in that. And then I said, self, what do you believe in? And myself said back to me, well, I believe in aligned action. And I said, okay, so what is discipline to you then? And it was an inner discipline, discipline with my thoughts, how I think about things, the perspectives I choose. And I said, well, I'm good at that. And not only good, I want to do that. I want to purposefully choose what and where I'm giving my energy to. It doesn't feel like forcing or pushing anything. It comes from this inner desire to, as a part of being who I want to be. And so making this shift for me was really powerful because it immediately shifted my identity, and we will act in accordance to what we believe is true about ourselves. So I'm never going to be disciplined if I don't believe I am. So if there's a part of you that wants to be more disciplined but isn't actually taking the actions, start with shifting your meaning of discipline. What does it mean to you? Does it align with your values? Find a way to think about it so that it creates an opening with you, not a closing, not a resistance. The actions that you most easily choose are going to follow and be in alignment with the meanings you're placing on things. So if you're thinking about discipline and you're feeling it brings resistance and it closes you off, your actions are going to feel struggled and full of struggle energy always. But when you shift your perspective about what discipline means to a place where it's more open and yes, and you're feeling a lightness towards it, the action will follow the feeling of that. The time in my life where I experienced this so obviously, like the difference between the action that comes from pushing and forcing and the action that comes from just total alignment and being disciplined, but in the energy of devotion, whether there was no force, is when I was writing my book, The Champion Mindset. I remember waking up early, excited to write about it. I remember being on vacation with my family at the cottage, surrounded by, this beautiful, everybody's sleeping, and I'm up in the living room writing my book. I'm on my computer, and they come out and they're like, this is telling. Wow, Jen, you're working early. Like, you seem to be working a lot on this. And I was just so full of energy and inspiration. So the actions were not forced. There's very much in alignment with this. And so it's not that the things that we want and our goals, the things that we're creating, don't require our energy. They require our effort and our energy and our actions into them. It's just, what energy are we bringing into the action or the practice or the showing up? And I wanted to bring this idea in here too. Is forcing action bad? If we know that like aligned action and this openness to discipline is the most ideal way, but what about forcing action? What if that's all I can do? Is it bad? And I really want you to sit with this and know nothing is ever bad. This idea that you can get it wrong is a judgment that our mind is putting on us to try to keep us small. And you can and you get to see it and remind yourself this. It's not bad. Forcing action is not bad. And the awareness of it, if you can see yourself forcing action, that in itself is an opening, is an awareness. Okay, we are here to live in alignment with the flow. And so you are always being guided to allow that flow to happen. Your awareness of what you are doing and how you are moving through the world will naturally expand your ability to not force the action when you're ready. There's no bad. I mean, I can reflect on times when I was wanting to be healthier, and the energy for the plan and the force and the routine and the strictness was there. And was I forcing action? Yes. And did it last long? No. But I had a great experience. It moved something in me. And very often taking action, even when we're forcing it, is allowing us to get the momentum and get the energy moving so we can get some clarity and have a greater awareness and then make a new choice. So I'm just bringing this in because if any little part of you is going to sneak in and say, oh, I'm forcing this and that means I'm doing it wrong, please, please, please resist the urge to judge it and just say, oh, I think this feels like forcing. Oh, I'm forcing it here. Okay. That's it. The awareness is enough. And one of the biggest shifts we can make into embracing this idea of discipline and consistently showing up for ourselves or whatever it is, the thing we want to create, is from the I have to I get to, or even I want to. But the biggest one, I have to, I get to. I have to, I choose to. I have to, I want to. You are shifting your attitude and therefore energy that you're bringing into whatever action. If you truly want to be free, you simply cannot choose a perspective that you have to do anything. When we say those words, when we think those words, we are putting ourselves out of our power. We're just tossing it out. So, as much as you can, practicing this awareness of if I catch myself, oh, I have to go do this and I have to go do this. And it's so like very, very common. I will catch myself all the time. Oh, I have to go do this. And it's like, oh, wait, I get to go do this, or I choose to go do this. There's always a choice. The have to is this like cage that we build with our thoughts. And we have all the power over that. We have all the choice in that. The want to is this, it can be the exact same action, but you're choosing it. And this is where your freedom is, in your choice. So this shift from have to get to, I have to, I get to. And it really feels like, Carl Jung had this quote that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And we need discipline for this, guys. We need it. We need this devotion and this discipline to taking care of your energy, whatever that might mean in a moment. It doesn't mean one thing. And of course, because we're talking about discipline, that's all that Source had to share with me this morning. And so I wanted to finish off our episode here by sharing with you what they shared with me, and just sit back because this one's a long one. I actually started this with, what does it really mean for me to slow down? When you are moved by something greater than just you, life and God are expressing as you. Most humans find this experience through devotion, which is why we say there is an attraction or a rightness accepted in your world around needing discipline. And we agree with the idea of being fully engaged in anything with your whole heart, that it's surrender to the journey calling you, which allows you to access states of flow, bliss, and steady alignment. People think forcing action means discipline. And we simply remind you there is a path with less struggle, likely not less energy or effort, but less struggle. And it requires energy alignment first. Aligning your energy before action doesn't have to be such a big deal. You guys love your drama, which we appreciate. But remember, it's a simple breath, an intention, a slight shift in how you choose to see action that you can make all the difference. You are here to thrive. You are never, ever getting it wrong, but you are here to thrive in the life you choose. We know often it seems like a big, huge transformation to look at your life now and see so many things that maybe don't feel like they are thriving, and then think, how can I possibly get to the thriving from here? It will take so much work, so much effort, and discipline. And we love you, we love you, we love you. Oh, we love you. But this perspective is all wrong. What do you need to create a life that is all yours, living as the highest expression of you? Steadily and lovingly taking care of your energy. You are on the most beautiful journey in our eyes of truly coming into the knowing of your freedom, your love, your capacity to create. There is no other experience quite like this, to know yourself and experience yourself and move through a world with so many different ways to be you. And this is the whole point, to be you, the real you, all of you. You came for the entire journey of knowing and becoming all of who you are. And you do have everything you need within you because you are the vessel of Source. The energy that is all that is flows as you, whether you accept this or not. It can be no other way. You are each a divine expression of the greatest love. And that's why it feels so awful when you think or believe otherwise. I mean, what more real and true evidence do you need than your body's reaction to the idea that you are a failure or you are not important or you can't have what you want? You instantly close and restrict your source flow. Your body knows. Your incredibly intelligent body knows. Listen, oh dear one, listen. What you have access to within you, all within you, the peace, the joy, the safety, truth, and knowing is so real, but you have to listen. And this is why we are forever guiding you to slow down inside you. Yes, slow down by doing less to start. And ultimately, this creates the space to slow down within, to feel and know who you truly are, your unlimited whole self. You must slow down and listen. Inner slowing down is permission to release the to-dos, the obligations, the expectations, and allow something more permanent to arise in you. You are so much more than you know. But we know, oh, do we know what is possible for every single pair of ears hearing this? There is pure creative force energy bubbling within, and all it asks is for you to begin listening within to your own rhythm, to your own song, until it becomes the clearest, strongest voice of you. Take a deep breath. Know you are guided. Every one of you has one or more of us, and we are eager and enthusiastic to help anchor you in your truth of peace, freedom, so you can experience yourself and your life in full form. You will know when you're ready to steadily choose connection. There is absolutely nothing for you to force. So even as we are giving you this very practical pathway to freedom, do not do that thing you do and make it an obligation. You beloved creator, you choose your actions, your perceptions, and what you give your divine energy to. Yes, discipline and steady energy flowing to anything will expand you in ways you are asking for. But let it come from within you. Let the pull of what you love and the love you are be what moves you into steady action. This, we say, is the most satisfying journey, the one you all crave. The devotion to knowing and being the love you are will move you and the whole world, and every step will feel choiceless, peaceful, and right for you. It's a journey, and all of you is welcome. All of you is sacred, cherished, and celebrated. Allow yourself to know you in this way too. We love you, we love you, we are you. And so it is. So I am just going to leave us with that today. I can't wait to connect with you and co-create with you next week. I will see you there.